Hey everybody, Keith Bergman here in the War Room. Can you believe this is episode 20 of Tales from the War Room? Been doing these for 20 weeks in a row now. I have learned absolutely nothing about how the algorithm works and a lot of sad, painful truths about how few people watch past the first 30 seconds of any video. So this one is just for me. I made a game in 2018 and a lot of people didn't really check it out. But if you watch this video in its entirety, I think you'll learn some interesting things about this game and you might want to check it out and play it yourself. Please give it up for Demolish.
You ever make something and you feel like people didn't get it? Back in 2017, I was messing around with the TI Basic compiler, and I started designing a game with a field of multicolored gems, or crystals, or jewels, or whatever you want to call them. I was experimenting with doing large movements of tiles across the screen, sitting through the agony of watching them move in TI Basic, and then comparing it to the speed of the compiled version. Before I knew it, I had come up with Demolish. This was one of the only game projects I started, finished, and put out in a pretty short amount of time. And because I didn't explain a couple key elements very well, and I didn't know how to make good YouTube videos at the time, and because it kinda looks like every other Bejeweled type game on first glance, it didn't really seem to get a lot of attention. The gimmick here is that you're highlighting groups of similar colors, connected in the cardinal directions. As long as you have at least 3 in a grouping, you can highlight them with the spacebar, then hit C to demolish them. The columns above them collapse down to fill in the empty space. When you've completely cleared one column, you beat level 1. Then you must clear 2 columns for level 2, and so on. You score the number of tiles you demolish squared, so taking out a group of 3 gets you 9 points, 5 gets you 25, 9 gets you 81, and so on. And at every 100 points earned, you get 1 flip. A flip allows you to select one tile and swap it for an adjacent one to create a new or larger color group and hopefully clear a column. Two things you need to know to play this game for very long. One is, you'll have to roam far afield to keep earning points to get flips. Once you start chipping away at one area, you'll come to a point where there are no good groupings left in that area. The trick is to roam the board looking for those big, satisfying formations to demolish, earn flips, then move back over and rearrange the shortest columns so you can demolish your way to victory. The other thing, and this is really key, is that you need to keep moving at all times. If you aren't pressing a key, the timer ticks down in a minute or so, but constant key presses slow it down significantly and give you time to scout out groupings. You gotta be like a shark and keep swimming, even if you aren't sure where you're going at that exact second, because that's the only way to avoid running out of time. Of course, the constant sound of your cursor moving around the playfield only adds to the hysteria, and it's hard not to panic as the timer ticks down. Not to worry. You get 1,000 bonus points per level each time you complete one, so you don't need to speedrun this thing for extra points. You just need to reach the goal before the timer hits 0. The selection mechanic takes a little getting used to, but if you're hitting space with your thumb and C with your index finger, you get pretty proficient at it. On a PC keyboard, you have the option to switch to the arrow keys or the numeric keypad. Once you've selected a tile, you have to keep selecting adjacent tiles and select at least 3 before you can hit space, clear it, and keep moving on. If you highlighted the wrong one by mistake, hitting P will erase your highlight so you can start over. When you do run out of time, your final score is whatever you've earned minus the number of jewels still left on the board. I haven't logged a lot of playtime on this game in a while now, but if I recall, I managed to get to level 4 once, and that's the best I've done so far. Beating level 1 is fairly easy once you master the key press trick, but even by level 2 you'll start to really struggle to get enough groupings to earn the flips you need, and you'll have to start looking at where you clear certain areas and how the collapsing columns reshape the game board. I can't believe this game is 8 years old already. One of these days I'll hit up one of the smart guys in our group, and I'll have them help me throw it on a cartridge. Till then, you can always find it on my website, orphantech.com, and on the TI Game Shelf website. Demolish requires a 32K memory expansion and the extended basic cartridge. That's it for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed when I put up new videos, and hit like if you enjoyed this one. And if you've ever played Demolish, I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. See you next Friday, right here in the War Room.